All right, everybody, today is the day. Today's the day we are going to roll back the curtain on AMPS, and you get to decide if AMPS is right for you. Now, instead of me spending a ton of time building up a ton of hype about this, I'm going to continue to focus on education by cutting to the chase and telling you what this is and what it can do for you. But just to review, once again, this is the only real estate investing strategy involving no credit, no underwriting, no approvals, no inspections, no repair calculations, no research needed, no private money, hard money, no any money, no surveys, no loan docs. You don't even have to find cash buyers, just those that can't get loans, the most common buyers in the USA. You don't have to find equity-rich sellers, just broke sellers with no equity, the most common sellers in the world. And oh yeah, in case you forgot, it's fast and you can do it from anywhere. So my advice to you is don't wait around for a government bailout. You need to make your own. And the bailout that I'm going to suggest for you is something that I call the Assignment of Mortgage Payments System. This is the training program and system and set of tools that I've developed to allow you to invest using this strategy exactly as I do. So let's talk about what this is. But first, let me just take a minute and explain a little bit about where this came from. I just want to let everybody know I've actually been doing mortgage payment assignment and other AMP strategies all the way back to 2003. In fact, I own rental property that I bought as far back as 2003, and I still own the property that I bought using these strategies. When 2008 came along, however, this strategy and this set of strategies just took off. After the bubble burst in the real estate market and lending became difficult, I suddenly started to make a lot more money using these strategies. And in 2009, I started teaching these strategies in Texas. I got together a group of students in Texas. I run the largest real estate investing club in Central Texas, and we ended up getting about 75 students across the state who started doing this. Based on their feedback and their use of these strategies and tools, we built a program in 2010 that we called the MAPS, or Mortgage Assignment Profit System program, and launched this training nationally. Thousands of buyers and sellers and investors across the country started using this back in 2010. And once again, we listened to our customers, we listened to our students, and we took everything that everybody asked for and created what we call AMPS. This is the next generation of all of the tools and strategies and training based on everything that everybody asked for. So yes, we still teach people how to find and buy and sell, but we've also dramatically increased our ability to legally close these deals in all 50 states. We've embellished our ability to do these deals using AMPS Wraps and AMPS Rent to Own and AMPS Buy and Hold. We've dramatically simplified the paperwork and created the ultimate done-for-you buyer and seller tools. And I'm going to go through all of that as we go through this. I also want to remind everybody I am an encyclopedia of knowledge. I have studied, executed, and performed this strategy extensively. I've also developed an exhaustive list of resources for my students to be able to perform this strategy. Guides, contracts, videos, coaching, a resource center, AMPS management tools, all sorts of stuff. And we'll go through all of it as we go through here. So what do you get with this training program? Well, instant access, online resource center, books, guides, contracts, live coaching, online video, and downloadable training. You get an account on the REI Matcher, actually the REI Matcher Pro. You get the territory of your choice and custom websites and squeeze pages, videos, QAs, marketing materials, a lot of stuff. Let's get into the details. But most importantly, you get to join the team. You get to join thousands of investors all over North America that are doing AMPS deals. This is the world's largest community of owner finance investors. This is the world's largest database of owner finance buyers and sellers. You need to claim your territory now and join the team. Alrighty, this is all of the components, if you will, of Assignment of Mortgage Payments System. And we're going to go through these one at a time, starting with the marketing module. This is a training program teaching you how to find your buyers and sellers. There's 20 proven marketing campaigns to find sellers, another dozen campaigns to find buyers. This is your lead machine. And there's a lot of different campaigns in here. How to use the internet, bandit signs, newspaper ads, direct mail, probate, model data, non-owner occupied, Section 8, expired listings, email, magnetic signs. In other words, we give you you marketing material and a little training program on how to use each one of these different media, if you will, to generate leads. And this is proven and tested. We didn't just come up with a bunch of ideas and say, here, go try this. These are actual campaigns, actual material that's been tested and proven by myself and other investors. Door hangers, letters of intent, business cards, FSBO marketing, mass media, past referrals, how to get leads from other investors, wholesalers, realtors, property managers, bird dogs, even on Craigslist and social media. All of these are included in the marketing training program. We also have an acquisition training program. This is the ultimate phone script, seller registration forms, negotiating scripts, contracts, due diligence, everything you need to convert those leads into deals. This is the fastest lead to deal conversion process, and it's completely scalable. In other words, the techniques that we teach can all be done over the phone, and that makes the process very, very scalable. The bottom line is the more deals, the more dollars. And this is all about converting those leads into deals and then ultimately into dollars. And then we have Module C, the mortgage payment assignment strategy. And this is how you monetize those deals. It's step by step through the process of doing mortgage payment assignments. It's a tested program, and it makes you the master AMPS investor in your area. And we've also created Module D&E, Advanced AMPS and Combo Plans. This is where we teach you to take it that next step and close your deals as AMPS wraps or AMPS rent-to-owns, or also combo plans. There's a complete short sale processing training program in here, house swapping, listings. We really didn't talk about some of these other things because we covered so much ground in all of this presentation. But you're going to find that the marketing machine you set up is going to create all sorts of other lead opportunities for you, streams of income for you, and this is how you're going to basically monetize all those leads that you're going to get from your marketing machine. Okay. We also have the AMPS deal module. The AMPS deal module is, and we also call this presentation, in case of a deal, break glass. This is a step-by-step walkthrough of what to do when you got a hot one, when you got a deal. How to manage expectations, fill in the contract, and arrange the closing. It takes the mystery out of the contracting process and the process of papering up and actually doing the deal. So it gives people a lot of confidence. And all of this is on our online access center. So you get 24/7 access to AMPS. All the modules are online. And we also mail a set of books. That's kind of a little bonus. You don't need them, but we do mail them so you can follow along. The reason I say you don't need them is because it's all available online. There's over 30 hours of streaming video, quick start training. You can get the schedule for the live coaching on there. Very, very valuable resource. And, I also want to remind everybody, this whole program is instant access. When you sign up for the AMPS program, you get a password via email. You instantly get to log in, and you get a little tour of the system, and you can get started literally immediately. That's how quick it is. In fact, speaking of quick, we have also got Quick Start Training. Quick Start Training are a series of videos to help you get started very, very quickly. There's a lot of resources available in this program, and sometimes people just want to say, okay, what do I need to do right away? Well, this teaches you how to build an action plan, marketing plan, find your buyers, build your power team, find your sellers. So this series of Quick Start Training modules will help you get started very, very quickly. And this is something I'm very excited about. We've put a lot of effort into this. I don't know if anybody has ever done anything like this before. We have built the AMPS Legal Network. This is a national law firm with 50-state legal network that's set up to close your deals. Turok Law Firm, turoklaw.com. And we have closing resources now in all 50 states. This is hundreds of attorneys and closing resources all across the USA. This allows you to close your deals wherever you go. We're even setting up closing resources in other countries as well. So sometimes our students would come to us and say, how do you do these contracts? And where do I find an attorney? And where do I find a title company? You don't have to worry about all of that. We provide one-stop shopping to do that for you. In fact, speaking of one-stop shopping, our legal network can do more than just close your AMPS deals. These aren't part of the program, but these are other services that the legal network can do for you. They can do your loan servicing, your loan origination to make sure you're SAFE Act compliant. They can review your marketing for MARS compliance. They can create entities for you, provide title insurance, general legal consultations, buyer and seller consultations, asset protection. So there's a tremendous number of resources, again, one-stop shopping available in the network. We also built something really cool called the Wingman Kit. Now, let me explain to you what the Wingman Kit is. Anybody who's seen the movie Top Gun probably remembers what's the wingman, right? It's the guy that kind of watches your back. Well, when our students started doing these mortgage assignment payment programs, what we found was that sometimes they were having a difficult time explaining how this works to the sellers. It's probably, I'd argue, the most challenging part of the learning curve is learning how to explain this in a confident way to sellers. Because if you can't explain it like you know what you're talking about, a seller's going to say, who are you and what are you talking about? And they're not going to want to go along with the program. So it takes a little bit of practice. So as a crutch, as a tool to help my students basically accelerate that part of their learning curve, I built Wingman Kit. What the Wingman Kit is, it's a video of me talking directly to your sellers. And I walk them through what I call the least worst close. I don't call it that in the video, but it explains to sellers what their different options are for selling their home so that they can conclude on their own that their best option is one of the different AMPS options. So I walk through the least worst close. You can play this video for your sellers, and basically it allows me to help close the deal for you. Another component of the Wingman Kit is the AMPS Homeowner Assignment Guide. This is a PDF document you can print out and you can hand to your sellers or email to your sellers. And it answers all of the questions they're going to have. It overcomes objections. It really explains the program in great detail. And, we've never done anything like this before, but we're actually putting the video on a website that we are building for you. I haven't gotten to that yet, but we're putting the whole video and the assignment guide on a website that we're building for you, so you can just send your customers to that website. Okay, we also have something called the Buyer Magnet. The Buyer Magnet is super, super cool. Basically, we build a personal buyer website. So you get a website. You also get something called a squeeze page, a second website, and we give you a bunch of pre-written Craigslist ads. These are little ads you can literally just cut and paste into Craigslist. And what's powerful here is you paste this ad into Craigslist and people see the ad, they click on the link, they go to your website, and then they appear in your dashboard. On the website, it has a free ebook and autoresponders, so they get a series of emails from you to them. So you're basically capturing buyers, getting them into your database, and building a rapport with them all automatically just because you cut and paste something into Craigslist. It rapidly builds your buyer pool. In fact, we have thousands of buyers already in our database because of the Buyer Magnet. First-generation investors have added over 5,000 buyers just using this tool. Alrighty. Well, what else? We're getting even better here. REI Matcher Pro. We have a new version of the REI Matcher called the Pro Edition, and this is really powerful. This is the world's largest database, over 6,000 owner-financed buyers and sellers. You get the AMPS dashboard. You get a deal management system where it'll manage all your buyers and sellers. We create buyer websites that are branded to you, seller websites branded to you, autoresponders, scores of pre-written emails, a property syndicator, a really cool feature where it automatically takes all of your properties you have under contract and it posts them on other websites all over the internet, an online investor directory so you can network with all the other investors in your territory. You can discuss things in forums. There's a help desk. All of this is part of the REI Matcher Pro. And what this does is it basically systematizes your business. It creates all of the tools in one place to do this business. And once you systematize your business becomes scalable. Scale is the ability to be able to do multiple deals a month. And with the REI Matcher Pro, you can do multiple deals per month. This is a patent pending system. It does unique things in terms of its ability to match buyers and sellers up, your buyers, other people's sellers, etc. We spent over $350,000 in development costs, and it's really quite an amazing system. And you get an REI Matcher territory. Now, let me just explain for a minute what a territory is. A territory is a major metropolitan area and the surrounding counties. For example, every county in the United States is part of one territory or another. And the reason that you get into the system by selecting a territory is territories will group all of the investors and all of the buyers and all of the sellers within a geographic area together. In other words, when a buyer or a seller wants to buy or sell a house, they're not going to say, I want to buy a house somewhere in the United States. They're going to say, I want to buy a house, somewhere in Oklahoma City or the surrounding area. So the websites and the tools and all the matching puts up maps and descriptions, and it matches up and pulls together all the buyers, sellers, and investors within these different territories. There are multiple investors per territory. By design, you want other investors in your territory because it creates a bigger pool of buyers and sellers and people to do deals with. There's a directory to allow you to network, communicate, and partner with all the other investors in those territories as well. More investors means more buyers, means more sellers, and means more deals for everybody. Alrighty, so you become the AMPS master in your territory. Alrighty, now this is probably the most popular feature of the entire program, and this is AMPS Live Coaching. You get 8 weeks of coaching webinars with me. I get on the phone with all of my students every other Monday, and what we do for about an hour and a half is we talk about investing, and people throw out questions as fast as they can throw them out, and I answer them as fast as I can answer them. You get your questions answered. You get to learn from others. Sometimes people don't have a question, so they just listen to other people's questions. It's very educational. We record all of these calls and we post the recordings on the Customer Resource Center. So there's also the access to past calls. People love this because even though the training program is extremely thorough, and by now you've gotten a little bit of an idea for my teaching style, and which is very much like my presentation style, although it's slightly slower paced, you've gotten a good idea, and you know that the program, I'm sure, is very thorough, but sometimes people still get stuck and they don't understand a particular thing. So having the ability to get on the phone on these live coaching calls and being able to ask your question can be very, very valuable. Personally, it has helped from me through these coaching webinars. And here's another feature that's really cool, and there's never been anything exactly like this before, super seller sites. And by saying never been anything exactly like this before, we're building for you your own seller websites to capture sellers. And what's unique about these websites, these are not just simple one-page websites or a little information websites. These are massive websites. It makes you the expert in your market. There's pages and pages of information on ways to avoid foreclosure, 7 different pages, 12 different pages of information on ways to sell your house. Every page of information includes examples, questions, answers. It's all search engine optimized. There's Mars disclaimer, so it's Mars advertising compliant. I don't know anybody else's websites that are, by the way. There's lead captures on there, free reports that your visitors can download, autoresponders, scores of professionally written emails go out from you to the people that visit your website, so you automatically establish rapport with them. Lead management dashboard in the REI Matcher. In other words, the ability to manage your leads and assign them into different response sequences. It rapidly builds your seller pool. And there's some bonuses we've included in this as well. We've included the complete wingman kit, the video and the report on one of the pages on this website. We also have a hidden page on your website where I teach basically what all these AMP strategies are all about. So sometimes investors want to explain this to realtors and other investors they're working with. So I have a presentation that's hidden on your website. You know where it is, but other people won't find it unless they know the address, where I walk through and explain all this. And this is useful when you're building your power team and networking with other investors. And this also, by the way, the website is not just about AMPS. This will generate leads for all types of real estate deals. We talk about 12 different ways to buy and sell real estate. So anybody who wants to sell a home is going to be able to explore extensive resources on this website and look at all of the different strategies that are available to sell a home and generate leads to you based on that get connected to these auto response sequences. So very, very, very sophisticated seller websites. We have competitors that sell these for literally $100 to $200 to $300 per month, and they don't have access to the REI Matcher and some of the other features that this plugs into. Now, there's some bonuses that we're also including in this promotion. And the first bonus I want to talk about, or the first two bonuses I should say, are we're going to include 2 additional territories. So besides your first territory, you get a second and a third territory, and you get 2 additional websites. You get 2 additional buyer magnets that come with the squeeze pages. What does that mean? Sometimes somebody says, well, I really want to invest in this area, but I'm also thinking I want to invest in that area and maybe even a third area. Most people only use 1 or 2, but just to make sure everybody has all the territories they want, we're including 3 territories. You can bundle them up into a supersized territory, or more likely, you can pick a couple of areas across the country if for some some reason or another you've got other areas you also want to invest in. Not everybody uses all these territories, but for people who want to invest in other areas, because the AMP strategies are so prone to allow you to do that, this simplifies it. We're also waiving the setup fees for setting up these extra territories. So you get to invest in additional areas that allows you to create additional streams of income. Alrighty. Another thing that's part of the program, a super amazing bonus. I've never seen anything like this before. We're calling it the AMP Standard Master Agreement. We also call it the SMA or Super Contract. What is the Super Contract? We've created a universal contract for all of the AMP strategies, a single contract for all of these different strategies. So it covers AMPS mortgage payment assignment strategies, AMPS wraparound mortgage strategies, AMPS rent-to-own transactions, and we have 50 state-specific versions of this contract. So it used to be, to use these different strategies, you needed to combine a lot of different paperwork. You needed to take a state contract and then some addendums and some CYA documents and some disclaimers and disclosures, and you needed to bundle all of this together to make a set of paperwork to be able to do this or one of these different strategies in your particular state. Well, to simplify all of that, we've painstakingly taken all of that stuff, put it all in a single document, and then modified the document 50 different ways for each of the requirements in all 50 states. There's nothing like this. This was an incredibly painstaking effort, a monumental effort. Our national legal network maintains these contracts exactly as the different rules and things change in different states. They update and maintain the contracts so you can constantly do all of these different strategies, using the contracts and the paperwork appropriate for your particular state. So that's the AMPS Standard Master Agreement or Super Contract, and it's really totally unprecedented in the business. And it's integrated into the REI Matcher Pro as well. Now, you could hire an attorney to build all that stuff for you, by the way, and you'd spend thousands and thousands of dollars. I know we spent many thousands of dollars developing all that. So if you bought all of this stuff, I'm going to talk about value here for a minute. You could easily spend about $10,000 and literally hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month, because there's many different tools and websites, multiple different websites, seller sites, buyer sites, squeeze pages, all of the different video training modules, all the different hosting stuff, all of the online deal syndicator and deal management tools. That could cost a lot of money buying all of this stuff a la carte. We're not going to charge $10,000 for this program. We're not going to charge $5,000 for a program, although I've had people say that they would gladly pay $5,000. In fact, I've had people say they would pay up to $25,000, but we're not doing that either. In fact, we could offer this for $2,500, and I think most of you would probably agree that's a pretty good deal. But we want to get everybody to be able to do this, and here's our deal. It's $997 and $97 a month for all of the different websites and subscription services. In other words, for all the stuff that goes along with the REI Matcher Pro. And I'll give you a little spoiler alert, it's going to get even better. But that's the deal, $997, $97 a month. But I also wanted to mention, this whole program comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. In other words, if you are not happy for any reason at all, you can return the program within 30 days for 100% of your money back. You get your money back in a prompt and courteous manner. I want everybody to be happy with the product. In fact, I even offer a $5,000 reward. Let me tell you about this. I know that this isn't possible, but here's the deal. To the first person that brings me a better, safer, faster, no money, no risk, no loans, no inspections, no research bids, no surveys, real estate investing strategy that I can do anywhere in the current market, if you figure out that there's some other way to make money that's better than this and you teach it to me, I will pay you a $5,000 reward. I know that this is not possible, but the markets are always evolving and changing, and someday there will be some other strategy that makes sense. And the first guy that figures it out and shows it to me, they will teach it to me. They get the $5,000 reward, and I will then teach that to my students. Alrighty, so that's the entire program, $997 and $97 a month. But I mentioned, there was a little spoiler alert. So let me tell you about the spoiler alert. We're going to include some additional bonuses in this program as well. And the next two bonuses I want to talk about are the business planning series. My lovely wife and partner, Shanoa, is also an MBA from Rice University. And with that business background and her extensive brokerage background and real estate investing experience, she's built a business planning training program. This is a standalone training program that teaches you how to build business plans, action plans, marketing plans, power team, and then a second program that's advanced business management. In other words, how to set up your corporate entities, whether they're LLCs, LPs, C Corps, S Corps, what the trade-offs are amongst all those things, legal strategies, and much more. This is how to do this as a business. As you start to make money using these strategies, you're going to want to make a business out of this. And this is the business of being a real estate investor. Now, this is not the first thing I want you to focus on. First, I want you to get out there, roll up your sleeves, and start making money. But as you start to make money, you're going to want to run this like a business. And this is going to show you how to do exactly that. And we're also including something I call the AMPS playbook, the investor playbook. And here's where this came from. This is advanced money making AMPS strategies. I got together with some of my most successful very first students, and I said, hey, I want everybody to mastermind to share their best ideas for how to partner for buyers, partner for sellers, use the REI Matcher in advanced ways so you could find deals from realtors and mortgage brokers, investors, how to find deals even in the MLS. So it's tips, tricks, and secrets from some of my most successful students that have all been put together into the investor playbook. It's a great, great set of tools to take your AMPS business to the next level. And that's something we're also including in this special promotion. And I probably saved the very best for last, our final bonus, and we call this AMPS Live. AMPS Live, everybody that joins the AMPS team, everybody that becomes one of our students and their guest get to join me personally at a Roll Up Your Sleeves 3-day workshop. In the 3-day workshop, we teach marketing, branding, strategy. We have a legal workshop. We teach advanced AMPS strategies. We teach how to. I give a State of the Union economic update. I give presentations on how to build your wealth. For example, how to make $10 million, what's the catch, in about 10 years using these strategies, much more. This is a amazing event. It is both motivational and transformational. There's all sorts of things we cover in this that's totally beyond, what we talk about in just the AMPS program. We've had 800 people that came to us and have come to this event, and the average response, because everybody fills out an evaluation form, is this is the best event they've ever been in. It's totally different than what you've probably ever experienced before if you've ever gone to a live event. We have expert panels come in. Some of my most successful students come in and talk about how they're making money using these strategies, hands-on business development, breakout sessions, and special guests. And I can't tell you exactly which guest is going to show up at which event, but, I have some kind of impressive friends. I've had George Ross, Donald Trump's right-hand man, show up at a number of my events. I've had Wayne Allen Root, the vice presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party, the master investor of Las Vegas, call him the Warren Buffett of Las Vegas. He's come to my events. I've had the mayor of Las Vegas at my events, and these guys come and talk about, how to make money and how to be successful. And by the way, this is not a pitch fest. They're not coming to talk about selling stuff. That's not the point of this event. There is no advanced maps, advanced AMPS. There's no higher level program. Sometimes people go to an event and they say, well, if you really want the good stuff, you got to buy the deluxe super whatever program. This is the advanced super deluxe everything program. There is no more advanced training than what you get in this program. The event is all about getting yourself motivated and focused on being successful, turning this into a business, and really taking it as far as you're able to take it. So it's a really amazing event. The event itself is worth at least, if not more, than the whole AMPS program, and you get it totally free with the program. We are on a tour. We're going from city to city to city with this event, and you can register to attend or to join us in any particular city that you want. Now, if for some reason you're not able to come to the event, no problem. We will give you a video of one of the events, but you're really going to want to join us live. And I am so excited and proud about this. This is just some of the feedback that some of the people attending the events, and we have a little RSVP site that all of our students get access to, and they can see all of the feedback and videos from all the past students, and there's been a lot of them. We put all the feedback on there, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it's 99% good, so it's good to hear it all. But this is just some of the feedback. This is the best class I've ever taken. Outstanding. Learn more this weekend than any other event I've ever been to. Excellent content. Phil is a great example of what's possible. Very inspiring, engaging, informative. Wow. I would rate Phil the best speaker I've ever seen. Excellent, impressive, wonderful, excellent, incredible. So, the content is amazing. 800 people can't be wrong, and you're going to get to be a part of this with this program here in 2011. So let me start wrapping things up. Look, these are historic times. Great fortunes are made by people that solve the biggest problem in the biggest time of needs. And certainly we are in a big time of need from a historical perspective. The largest transfer of wealth is happening right now. This is a ground floor opportunity. Don't look back and say, I thought about it, but I missed it. I made a ton of money doing short sales, and that was the opportunity that I saw in 2003. And it wasn't because they were easy to find. Again, it was because they were easy to sell. Well, times have changed, and the opportunity has changed. But the good news is, an even bigger opportunity has just presented itself, an opportunity that you and I can both participate in. And that's what we're talking about here. So one last time, this is the only strategy that allows you to invest in real estate without the need for credit, underwriting, approvals, inspections, repair calculations, research on properties. You don't need private money, hard money, any money at all. You don't need surveys. You don't need loan docs. All of these things are things that torpedo regular deals. You don't have to find cash buyers, just people that can't get loans. You don't have to find equity-rich sellers, just broke motivated sellers that have no equity, and it's fast too, and you can do it from anywhere. So it's a really amazing strategy. And also, I always like to ask people, so what's the worst case scenario? And every time I look at a real estate deal, I always say, well, what's the worst case scenario? What's the worst case scenario if you do the AMPS program? Let's say you only do one deal. That's typically $6,000 to $12,000. Let's say it's a small deal, $5,000. You just made 500% return on your investment. And I have to say, once you get that first deal done, it's like learning how to fish. The first deal is the hardest, and then you get your second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th, 50th, 100th, and so on. So, in summary, many of you are going to try this, and I look forward to working with you. When I look back at my life, I don't have too many regrets, but a big one that I have is I wish I had gotten into real estate sooner. That being said, it's never too late, and I promise this will absolutely open up new doors for you. I look forward to hearing your success stories on the live calls and meeting you in person at the live event. And that's it. Let me put the program back here on the screen. Everything you see here is part of the AMPS program, $997.97 a month for all the subscription services and the REI Matcher Pro. And to order the program, all you need to do is click on the link, and I challenge you to right now click on that link below, and you are off. It'll add to cart, and you'll get instructed on what to do there from there. So click on the add to cart, and we look forward to seeing you on the calls and on the live events and hearing about your success and joining in with me and my success. Thanks, everybody. And to order today, just hit the add to cart button below. Again, to order today, just hit the Add to Cart button right now.